Right now, at the exact moment this video reaches your screen, millions of people around the world are moving through an invisible shift without even realizing it. This is not random timing. This is not ordinary scrolling. The date, the numbers, the moment, and your attention are intersecting in a way that many people in spiritual and psychological communities believe happens only during rare energetic windows. The 555 portal has just opened, and the meaning behind it is deeper than most people think. Across cultures and belief systems, repeating numbers have been studied as symbols of transition, movement, and personal change. What makes 555 different is the speed and intensity attached to it. In numerology, the number 5 represents motion, freedom, and turning points. When repeated 3 times, it signals acceleration. It represents a rapid shift that pushes people out of old patterns and into unfamiliar territory. This idea has quietly spread across social media, psychology blogs, and spiritual communities because of one simple reason. People who notice repeating numbers often report the same life patterns around the same time. They describe sudden restlessness, unexpected opportunities, emotional waves, and a strong feeling that life is about to move in a new direction. These experiences appear again and again across different countries and cultures, even among people who have never studied numerology before. That is one of the lesser known reasons why repeating number dates attract so much attention online. They trigger reflection. They create a pause in routine. They push people to ask questions they usually avoid. And once a person begins asking those questions, change often follows. This video will explain why the 555 portal is linked to moments of major life transition, why so many people feel uneasy or excited during these dates, and why the timing of this message matters more than you might expect. By the end of this video, you will understand the hidden meaning behind the number pattern, the psychological reason people feel pulled toward it, and the signs that suggest a new chapter may already be forming in your life. Many people think the idea of portals is only spiritual language, but there is also a real psychological layer behind it. Human brains are built to recognize patterns. When people notice repeating numbers, their attention increases, their awareness sharpens, and their mind becomes more open to change. This mental shift creates a powerful moment of clarity. Decisions feel more urgent, thoughts feel louder, emotions feel stronger. That is why portal dates often feel intense, even for people who do not consider themselves spiritual. The experience is not only about belief, it is about attention, focus, and the brain preparing for change. There is also a hidden cultural pattern behind these dates that most viewers never hear about. Repeating number days consistently become some of the most searched dates every year across video platforms. Search spikes, motivation content increases, and people spend more time reflecting on their lives. This happens again and again, year after year. It shows how strongly humans respond to symbolic timing. When the mind believes a turning point is possible, it becomes more willing to take action. This creates a chain reaction. Awareness leads to reflection. Reflection leads to decisions. Decisions lead to change. The idea of a portal becomes powerful because it marks a mental doorway. It signals a moment when people allow themselves to step out of routine and consider a new direction. That is why the message in this video matters today, not tomorrow, not next week, now. As you continue watching, you will learn the real meaning behind the number 5 in numerology, why triple repetition amplifies its message, and the surprising emotional signs that appear before major life shifts. You will discover why many people begin to outgrow old habits, relationships, and routines during these periods. You will understand why restlessness can be a signal instead of a problem. You will also learn what actions people often regret not taking during these turning points and how awareness can change the outcome. This is the part most videos skip. They talk about signs, but never explain the deeper reason behind them. Today, you will see the full picture. You will see how pattern recognition, human psychology, and symbolic timing combine to create moments that feel too precise to ignore. The reason to stay until the end is simple. The final section of this video will explain what to do during a 555 portal window and how to use this moment to your advantage. Most people notice change only after it has already happened. A small percentage notice the shift while it is happening. That difference changes everything. It changes decisions, opportunities, and direction. By the time this video ends, you will know the signals, the meaning behind them, and the mindset that helps people move forward instead of staying stuck. If this message reached you today, the timing is already part of the story. This channel exists to explore these hidden patterns, these turning points, and the mindset that helps people move through change with clarity and confidence. If you enjoy content that blends insight, motivation, and deeper meaning, make sure to subscribe and join our growing community so you never miss the next message. The moment you arrived here carries a quiet kind of precision that is easy to overlook. Out of endless videos, endless distractions, and endless scrolling, your attention paused here at this exact time. The human mind often tries to label moments like this as coincidence, yet timing continues to play a powerful role in how people experience change. People rarely search for transformation directly. Instead, they feel drawn towards something they cannot fully explain. A shift begins quietly in the background. Thoughts begin to change direction. Old routines begin to feel heavier. Curiosity becomes stronger than comfort. That is how timing works. It does not force attention. It pulls it gently until a person finally stops and listens. This moment represents that pause. It represents the space between the life you were living and the life that is starting to call your name. Many people only notice change after it has already happened. Very few notice the beginning of the shift. This is the beginning. Timing matters because awareness changes the way people respond to turning points. Without awareness, change feels confusing and overwhelming. With awareness, change feels meaningful and guided. The difference between those two experiences is enormous. That is why the timing of this message holds weight. It appears when the mind is ready to notice what it once ignored. The number 5 has long been connected to movement and freedom. Across cultures, it represents motion, adventure, and the courage to step beyond familiar ground. 5 is the number that refuses to stay still. It represents doors opening and paths changing direction. When this number repeats 3 times, its message becomes louder and faster. Triple repetition amplifies the meaning. 555 signals momentum building. It signals the end of a stable chapter and the beginning of a new one that may feel uncertain at first. A portal represents a window of opportunity. It is not a physical door. It is a symbolic moment where awareness becomes stronger and possibilities become clearer. During these windows, people notice their lives more closely. They begin to question patterns they once accepted. They begin to feel a quiet push toward growth. That push may feel uncomfortable, yet it carries the promise of progress. A portal is the moment when change becomes visible instead of hidden. It is the moment when the next chapter starts revealing itself. Many people begin to sense a new chapter before they can explain it. They feel restless without knowing why. They feel pulled toward new ideas while old routines lose their comfort. This feeling can be confusing at first. It may appear as uncertainty or emotional waves that rise and fall without warning. One day feels full of motivation. Another day feels heavy and unclear. This emotional movement is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of transition. Growth rarely feels stable in the beginning. The mind and the heart need time to adjust to new directions. During these periods, relationships may begin to change. Conversations may feel different. Interests may shift. The activities that once felt exciting may now feel distant. This is not loss. This is evolution. Outgrowing people and habits is a natural part of entering a new phase. It creates space for new connections and new experiences to appear. A strong desire to change life direction often appears during this stage. It may start as a quiet thought that grows louder each day. The more it is ignored, the stronger it becomes. This is the mind asking for movement. This is the heart asking for expansion. As new chapters approach, old patterns begin to fade. Habits that once felt automatic begin to feel heavy. Thoughts that once felt true begin to feel outdated. The identity that once felt comfortable begins to feel too small. Letting go can feel emotional because it means releasing the familiar. Familiar routines provide a sense of safety even when they no longer support growth. Releasing them requires courage. It requires trust in the unknown. Old limitations often disguise themselves as comfort. They whisper that staying the same is easier. They promise safety in repetition. Yet deep down, the desire for growth becomes stronger than the fear of change. This is the moment when the past begins to loosen its grip. The version of you that lived within those limitations begins to step aside so a new version can take its place. This is not a loss of identity, it is an expansion of identity. It is the transformation of who you believe you are. As old patterns leave, new opportunities begin to enter quietly. Confidence begins to grow in small moments. New ideas begin to appear without effort. A new direction begins to form even if the full path is not visible yet. Alignment feels like clarity. It feels like knowing that change is happening even before results appear. Opportunities often arrive when space is created for them. Letting go makes room for growth. Confidence grows when a person begins to trust their ability to adapt. A new direction appears when the mind becomes open to possibility. Alignment is the feeling of moving forward without forcing every step. It is the sense that progress is happening naturally. This stage may feel subtle at first, yet its impact becomes stronger each day. Small changes begin to connect into larger patterns. Small decisions begin to shape bigger outcomes. During moments like this, simple actions become powerful. Staying calm allows clarity to grow. Trusting intuition allows decisions to feel natural instead of forced. Saying yes to change opens doors that once seemed invisible. Resisting change creates tension and confusion. Accepting change creates movement and clarity. Trust begins with small steps. Each step forward builds confidence for the next. The mind learns that growth does not require perfection. It requires willingness. Letting go of resistance allows progress to move smoothly. The journey becomes lighter when acceptance replaces fear. Growth becomes easier when trust replaces doubt. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be at this moment. Life does not follow a single timeline. Every path moves at its own pace. Every journey unfolds in its own way. Comparison creates pressure that does not belong to you. Progress happens when you focus on your own direction. The present moment holds the beginning of your next chapter. Each decision made now shapes the path ahead. Trust the timing. Trust the movement. Trust the process of becoming. Everything you heard today is meant to stay with you long after this video ends. The message is simple but powerful. Change is not something to fear. Change is the sign that life is moving, growing, and opening new paths in front of you. The moment you begin to trust that movement, everything starts to feel lighter. The journey becomes clearer. The future stops feeling distant and starts feeling possible. This channel exists to guide you through these moments of awareness, growth, and alignment so you never feel lost during times of change. If this message spoke to you and you want more videos that help you understand your path, your mindset, and the signs that appear along the way, take a moment right now to subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, you make sure these messages continue to reach you exactly when you need them. If this video helped you feel more calm, more hopeful, or more connected to your direction, show your support by liking the video and sharing it with someone who may need this message today. Your support helps this community grow and allows these messages to reach the people who are meant to hear them next.